Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you are fine and good and in good spirits. In the previous lesson rules of we discussed the précis writing, what it is and what qualities should a good précis have. First we will do a bit of recap. So précis is basically making a shorter version of a longer text. That précis should have clarity, that précis should be correct grammatically, and ideas and figures and facts should be correct as well. Then the précis should be objective. There shouldn't be any personal opinion of the person who is writing the précis. Convey only the message or the meaning that are present in the original text. Then we have coherence, that the ideas and sentences should be connected with each other. They should be in a logical sequence. And then we have conciseness. That means that we should be brief but still clear. No important idea should be skipped, but no unnecessary information should be included in the précis. Now let's discuss the rules that will help you how to write a good précis. So there are basically 16 rules to précis writing. The first one is careful reading, outline, understanding, underlining, omission, what you shouldn't omit, length, indirect speech, own wording, avoid giving opinions, paragraph form, tenses and person, no change in meaning, art of compression, rereading, and conclusion. Now we will discuss all these rules one by one in detail so that you can understand them and then apply them in your own précis writing. So the first rule is careful reading. But read the passage carefully. Try to understand its meaning and read it as many times as it is necessary. First, read the passage again and again until you understand the meaning of the passage. The more you read it, the more familiar it will become to you. So, more you read, more understanding you will get, and you will get the ideas more clearly. Try to read it thrice to make its subject clear. So, a passage should be read 3 times at least before starting your précis. An important tip regarding underlining is that when you underline the main points or ideas in a passage, when you get a comprehension and précis passage, you are first given a few questions regarding the passage. Underline the answers to those questions. They will provide you a clear idea of the important points in a essay in the text, because usually questions are about important and main points of the paragraph. So if you underline answers to your questions, you will get good idea of what the passage is about, and then you can shorten those answers and create a good précis for yourself. So the next step after careful reading is underlining the important points or ideas. The next one is omission. Omission means to take something out. किसी चीज को खत्म करना या मिटाना. Omit all the unnecessary information or long phrases which could be replaced by one word. So, first of all, what you will do is that whatever the unnecessary information is in the passage, you will omit it. What is the unnecessary information? Examples, explanations, if there is any story, if there is any incident quoted, if there is any information that is presented in a long sentence when only one word could be used to explain it. So this way you can omit a lot of information from the paragraph. All the adjectives and adverbs can be omitted in order to make a good précis. Adjectives like she is a beautiful girl, so you can write only she is a girl. That way you can omit the unnecessary information. Now if you are supposed to omit or delete some things from the paragraph, you have to keep some things from the paragraph in order to write a good précis. While writing a précis, the writer should not omit the important points and ideas which are essential to be described. So the main points, the main ideas, mostly the answers to the questions, and the central idea of the passage, they should not be omitted. They should be present in your précis. So you should underline the important ideas and points and keep them in your précis. Now we will discuss the length of the précis. A précis needs to be one third of the original text. Meaning, if there were 75 words in the original paragraph, you will write a précis of not more than 25 words. So you will write one third of the original paragraph. If you feel that your passage is longer than one third, then count the words in the original paragraph and count the words in your own précis to make sure that your précis is one third of the original passage. And don't forget to mention number of words in the original paragraph and number of words in your own précis. Then indirect speech. The précis should be in indirect speech. There shouldn't be any direct speech in inverted commas. Any direct speech you should change into indirect speech. Like if there is a sentence written, I will follow him, then turn it into he will follow him in order to make it indirect. Own words. That is very important for writing a good précis and getting a good grades in précis writing. Try to avoid the words and expressions from the original paragraph as much as possible. Try to use as many of your own words as possible. A précis should be written in your own words and should abstain from borrowing words from original passage. Abstain means रुक जाना. So जितना ज़्यादा आप अपने खुद के अल्फाज में précis लिखेंगे उतनी ही वो ज़्यादा अच्छी और बेहतर précis कहलाएगी. We have already discussed that a précis is not about your own opinions. It is about the opinions and ideas presented in the original paragraph. So there shouldn't be any critical points, there shouldn't be any appreciative points, or there shouldn't be any comments of any sort in your précis. Focus only on that which is presented in the original paragraph. So avoid giving opinions at all costs. Précis is always in a paragraph form. Don't write it in points or bullets or one two in the form of 1 2 3 4. Write it in a paragraph. There could be more than one paragraph, but in order to keep a précis short, try to maintain only one paragraph for précis writing. Then tenses and person. A précis should be written in past tense, but in case of universal truth, present tense should be used. So, even if the paragraph is in present tense, try to write your précis in the past tense. Universal truth means something that is true in the present, in the past, and will be true in the future. Like the sun sets in the east, the God is one. So all these are truths, so you can write them in present tense. But otherwise use past tense for writing your précis. And always use third person. That means you have to use pronouns like he, she, it, and they. Avoid I, we, you, us. These pronouns are first person pronouns. We do not use first person and second person pronouns. We use only third person pronouns he, she, it, and they. So this is all about tenses and persons. That first of all past tense and then third person pronouns. meaning. The meaning of the original paragraph is very important, and while writing the précis, keep in mind that you should not change the meaning of the original passage. Don't change the meaning of précis, but it should be written in your own words. Use your own words, but do not use your own ideas. That is very important. Try to abstain from borrowing words from original passage. Do not borrow words, but you have to borrow the ideas from the original paragraph. Now we will read the passage that you have already done for your question answers, and then we will discuss a précis for that passage. Very few students have really any clear idea of what science means. The teaching of science in schools tends to obscure the meaning of science. When pupils at school work for a pass in science subject, they regard it their main business to learn a large number of facts and a smaller number of principles and theories. Now, all this is good in its way. A scientist must have a certain number of facts, principles, and theories at his fingertips. But science would cease to be science if scientists merely worked from fixed sets of facts and theories. The essence of science is the gathering of new facts and the establishment of new theories. Science has advanced rapidly in recent history because scientists have been greedy for new knowledge and because they have been so ready to disbelieve in textbooks of their youth. It is therefore most important to give our young students of science an awareness of skepticism and open mindedness that is part of the very soul of science. Let them not think that any branch of science is a subject that one can sit down and learn. Let them realize that science is essentially a creative activity. Now let's discuss the main ideas. The first main idea is that students do not have any clear idea of what science means. And why don't they have this clear understanding? That science is not properly taught in schools. Now this description that when peoples at school work for a pass in science, you can remove this because this is extra information or explanation of the main point. In this paragraph, the main point is science would cease to be science if scientists merely worked from fixed set of facts and theories. All the rest is additional information. Science has advanced rapidly in recent history. So how has science advanced rapidly in the recent history? Because scientists have been greedy for new knowledge and they disbelieved their course books. So there should be awareness of science among the younger students. That is all. And you can write all that in 2 to 3 sentences instead of this whole paragraph. Now let's read the sample précis of this passage. The essence of science is gathering of new facts and establishment of new theories. Pupils work for a pass in a science subject. They learn a large number of facts and smaller number of principles and theories. The two major causes of the advancement of science are that scientists have been greedy for new knowledge and have been so ready to disbelieve in textbooks of their youth. We should teach our students an awareness of skepticism and open-mindedness. So as you can see that this précis is much shorter than the original paragraph. I will give you the title of the passage now. Teaching of science as a creative activity. You can make another title, but the title should include the main idea or the gist of the whole paragraph. Now I will give you a passage for exercise and you will make a précis on your own. I will send it to you in the group and you have to attempt it by tomorrow. That is all. Allah Hafiz.